Hello, fellowship listeners. Adam Hawk here for my friends at Howie's Market, a proud sponsor of this very podcast. Howie's Market is a family-owned and operated specialty grocery store located in the San Gabriel Valley. Howie's Market offers the finest wine, spirits, craft beer, freshest produce, full-service deli, old school butchers offering a wide selection of the best meats. And they were voted, to no one's surprise, the best butcher by Los Angeles Magazine. They barbecue every weekend, rain or shine. They offer whole tri-tip sandwiches, half chickens, a variety of sausages, and the best all beef hot dogs. I love this place. I love the owners. I love the staff. I love the aesthetics. And I love making time to get up to Howie's Market. Howie's Market is at 6580 North San Gabriel Boulevard in San Gabriel, California. If you are nowhere near the joint and you know you're not going to make it, do us a solid. Give them a follow on Instagram. Show them that their support on this podcast is working. We appreciate it, and we'll see you at Howie's. No weather, no drama, no surprises. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the fellowship. My name is Adam Hawk. He is Ryan Engle. The British Open is over, and Scottie Scheffler is your runaway champion golfer of the year.
I like how they say that.
Yeah, it's nice.
It's cool.
It's a good touch.
I like it.
More on that coming up
in a minute. In 2 and 2.
In just a moment. But off the top, we are trying out some new camera equipment.
How do I look, Mom?
So I can't even promise if we're on YouTube for this episode because I'm unsure if we will get the video up on YouTube. But if we did and you are watching on YouTube, God bless you. Speaking of YouTube, after last week's episode, I did receive a comment from Jim Benton, a longtime listener of the Jim Rome Show and a longtime supporter of Nation Golf.
Longtime listener, first-time caller.
He knows me from both companies, and Jim Benton wrote on YouTube, "Love the video version of the podcast, but Hawk, you need one of those teleprompter things that Jim Rome uses so it doesn't look like you're reading."
Ooh, that was that got him. Busted.
Who's busted?
Rome.
Ah.
That was him taking a little shot at the goatee. Some call him the goat. I call him the goatee.
I was going to ask Jim Benton if he just doxed Jim Rome, his hero, for using a teleprompter on a radio show. How dare you, Jim? You don't know that he uses one of those, and you're a lifelong fan. How dare you throw those accusations around?
Well, Adam, they say, never meet your heroes.
Right.
Although I met Arnold Palmer, and that's a hero you want to meet.
Lived up to the hype, did he?
He really did.
I watched the video back last week, and I'm aware that 90% of the time I'm looking down at a screen where I have my part of the show completely scripted. But I don't care. This is how I prepare. This is how I do the show. And Jim Benton, do you think we're just rolling around in cash here? We can barely get the video going. You think we have the technical and financial prowess to get a teleprompter in here? And if we did, Jim, who's running the prompter for me? The ghost of 915 Kaye Amanaser? How much more do you want from me, Jim? I'm one man.
I'm only one man. But he's kind of right. Look, we don't get that many new viewers. These are all just some road dogs that have been along the way. It seems like in every aspect of this business, Adam, we're just carrying along the same amount of subscribers day in and day out, you know? So everybody who's been a part of this thing, they already know you read from it. So you're not spooking the herd. And for the 2 or 3 new guys we get this week, sorry to bum you out, but Adam's reading from a laptop.
I have never understood the fear of being known as a performer who reads. Every keynote speaker is reading. Every president in front of the nation is reading. Every late-night talk show host, every SNL performer, they're all reading. Everyone you see on the telly doing a hosting job is taking words off of a page. The big difference here is I wrote my words. The British Open, folks, do not be fooled if someone told you that it ended on Sunday morning in Northern Ireland after Scottie Scheffler finished his 72 holes. That is false. It ended 24 hours earlier on Saturday afternoon when Scheffler's soon-to-be final round playing partner, Haotong Li, looked right in the camera and said, quote, "I'm playing for second tomorrow," end quote. That is a real quote from a real guy who was really in the final group with Scottie Scheffler on Sunday. Haotong Li played himself into the final group of a major and then said the most honest thing in the history of golf. Down 4 shots after Saturday's third round and needing to go through the best golfer since Tiger Woods, Haotong Li said, "I am playing for second tomorrow," because Haotong Li, just like all of us, knew that this thing was over before they even pegged it on Sunday. And it was over. Scottie ended up clearing the field by that exact same margin of 4 strokes at 17 under par, and he made it look easy. And we've always said that if this guy can putt halfway decent, he's going to win everything. And if he can putt well, he's going to run away and hide with everything. And he putted his brains out. He led the entire field in strokes gained.
Did he really?
With the flat stick. He did.
Wow.
So that's Scottie's 4th major and his 17th win on tour. If he retired today at the age of 29 after having just a 3-year prime, he's a lock for the Hall of Fame.
Oh, yeah.
This guy, in the last 3 years, has had Ernie Els' entire career. Ernie is a 4-time major winner, 19 wins on tour. Scottie,
the Big Easy,
now a 4-time winner with 17 wins on tour. There's a bunch of wild Scottie stats that just keep getting... What are you doing? Chewing ice?
You betcha.
Into the mic?
Why not?
I'm talking.
So, I'm chilling, dude. This is... Just let me color commentate.
That's not color commentary.
Kind of.
That's unnecessary ASMR interruptions.
ASMR. Boy, you put the AS in the ASMR, don't you? Did you watch much of the Open?
I watched a bit this morning and a bit Saturday morning.
Did you write a bit for it?
I did. But I was saying the Scottie stats just keep getting crazier the more he rips off massive wins. But my favorite Scottie stat after today's win is this. Since Live Golf launched in 2022, and launch is kind of a strong word for Live Golf.
Very strong word.
Scottie has more majors than that entire league. Scottie's had 3 since Live launched, and Liv has 2, Brooks at the PGA and Bryson at the U.S. Open.
Guy's on a heater. I'll say this. I loved what he said last night in the presser when, of course, they, like the media always does, especially the golf media, they pulled the headlines out of what he was trying to say, but the grand message that he was saying through that thing was just like, God, family, golf. Gotta love it. I'm just loving this guy more and more each day. You know, he is a real one. And it just, to me, it just goes to show that the fluff that like guys like Rory and Tiger had to like, look, they needed it. That was the way they motivated themselves. This guy's just different. You know, he doesn't need the like, I'm chasing Jack or I'm doing this or doing that. He's just like, I'm just blessed that I get to go out there, provide and practice and work on my game, and I try to do my best. And when it's over, I get home and I get on my knees and pray and kiss my wife and raise my kid. And you're just like, coolest guy I've ever met.
It's got to be so frustrating for the other guys who can't catch him. And then as he is writing history at their expense,
right,
he's saying, I don't need this as much as they need this.
It's scary. If you're those other guys, I mean, look, if we're being honest, if you're the captain of the ship and you're trying to build your crew, you're looking at that list and you're going, all right, all these guys are just trying to stay on tour. All these guys are looking to hopefully get a top 10. Here's a couple guys that actually believe they can win this thing, you know? And goes back to what Brooks Koepka said a few years back when he was kind of on his little major run. He said, look, if I only have to beat a couple guys out here, most of the field isn't going to win this thing. And by golly, he's right, you know? And if you're the rest of the field and you're looking at Scottie and he's just like, yeah, it's just that doesn't really motivate me. I'm just blessed and I just like to do what I'm doing. And then I get home and you're just like, that's a tough act to follow, dude. I mean, as the great Rod Sr. would say, no brains, no headaches. And some of the great ones, the ones that are a little dumb, and I'm not saying Scottie's dumb, I'm just using this as like a little comparison. Those are the scariest ones, you know, because they ain't afraid, dude. They're not in their own mind. If he fumbled this weekend, he'd be going to get fish and chips with his family and just praying to God, and he's good. And he'll show up next week and probably win the John Deere or whatever the fuck's coming up next. You know what I'm saying? Like, he is not afraid. He's so comfortable in his own skin, and he's just going out there and he's golfing his ball, sliding out of his shoes, making pars when you think he's going to cough it up. And then he just rolls in these random birdies, and you're like, if you love golf, how do you not love this guy? Like, he's boring, all this stuff. Like, when is that going to finally go to bed and people are going to finally start appreciating this greatness?
Well,
you think we're there? You think we're close?
I heard somebody say today that zooming in on Scottie is not that exciting, but zooming out on his body of work is incredibly exciting. That what he's putting together right now is historic. It's the definition of greatness, and therefore it is exciting. But if you were to zoom in on one of his rounds, he makes it look so routine, and he has such little reaction to what he's doing, and he's running away with these events. Every major that he's won, all 4 of them, he's won by at least 3 shots.
It's crazy.
And then the same person asked out loud, if you were asked to come up with Scottie's most iconic shots over this 3-year run, what would you come up with? And the point is, it's hard. Scottie doesn't really do highlight reel golf, whereas Tiger Woods, we could be here all night.
No, I disagree. I think you can't think of those things because he's not boisterous in his celebrations.
That was one of the points made too, that he's not fist pumping, he's not running around.
Because anybody who's a true golfer, and I'm talking a true golfer, not these new golf fans that need WWE interviews and golf babes and all this other bullshit to be entertained. I'm talking like the real deal. Like, you are watching him and you realize the pressure of the situation, everything on the line, the lie he has, and he just peers it, flags it, slipping out of his shoes sideways with a steep fade, and you're going, wow. Like, and just flagging it over and over and over again. That dude is, at worst, on the fat part of the green 95% of the time.
Yeah.
He is playing unbelievable golf. And in a day and age where everyone's getting shallow and knowing their numbers and doing all that hogwash, this guy's coming in steep, playing a fade, footwork unorthodox to say the least, and he is making everyone look silly.
So now he needs to win the U.S. Open to complete the career Grand Slam. And I'm wondering, is there anyone anywhere that would bet against him doing it? He's going to have half a dozen more attempts in peak form and then another half dozen after that on the back half of his career. Scottie has played, believe it or not, in just 6 U.S. Opens in his career. He has 4 top 10s. 2 of those top 10s are top 5s, and one of them is a runner-up finish at Brookline the year that Matt Fitzpatrick won the U.S. Open. This year, the majors Scottie didn't win. He went 4th at the Masters and 7th at the U.S. Open. This guy almost wins the tournaments that you forget he even played in.
Yeah, it's special. We've been calling it for a while now that we're in the midst of a historic run. It's just plain and simple. And I'm glad we get to enjoy it. And it kind of puts this whole live thing to rest, you know, because, yeah, the fields are weaker in the PGA for sure, but he's still running away with them. But when you come to these ones, these big ones, he's still the dog to beat. He's still beating everybody.
And the live guys are at the big ones.
Yeah.
They're at the majors.
And so, you know, special time. We're blessed to have him. U.S. Open that's a hard one to bet on.
Yeah.
Will he win another green jacket? Probably. I could definitely see him winning some PGAs fairly easily if he stays in this form. British Open, I think this was the true feather in his cap thus far. He showed with his style of play that he can play over there in the traditional form of golf. I think this was a bigger statement than maybe most people are making it. But the U.S. Open is, some people win the U.S. Open, most people survive it. I wouldn't bet on him to win it, but I wouldn't be surprised if he does.
And he does have very good recent history of very good recent showings. Are you trying to catch the flies?
Yeah, dude, these fucking fruit flies. How did they get in here?
What do you think you left in here that has caused this swarm of fruit flies, which thankfully are not being picked up on audio or video?
Well, maybe.
Maybe. I don't think anyone's going to see him on video. I hope not.
Well, if they do, it's going to be hilarious.
I don't like the Tiger Woods comparisons when it comes to Scottie Scheffler because I actually think that they are unfair to Scottie because...
Well, he's the opposite of Tiger Woods.
He is, and I just would hate to be in the middle of this run and have everyone compare me to Tiger Woods. Look, and the reason why is because there really is no comparison. Everything that Scottie has done by the age of 29, Tiger did by the age of 24. And when Tiger was Scottie's age of 29, he had triple the hardware. So it's not a fair comparison. And Scottie, I don't think, deserves to have his personal greatness measured against once-in-a-lifetime freakness. But
yeah. I mean, totally. Tiger had the aura, and he had a really early start that he was blessed with because he did so well in the amateurs championships, which got him into those exemptions and what ultimately got him to win the green jacket so early, realistically, and on tour. But, like, the stats, other than the hardware, are very comparable. It's just this is going to take a long body of work to do so.
Right.
And we're at the beginning stages of that. Now, if he gets to 9 or 10, that's where we start having a conversation here.
Let's have that conversation because here's the deal. Scottie wins one more major. He's tied with Brooks and Rory. And if he wins two more, he moves past them and into a tie with Phil Mickelson. And then we're talking about a guy. And I have to credit this next topic to my buddy Austin Stat, who texted me today and he said, wow, Scottie's really going to make a run at this Mount Rushmore thing, isn't he? And that text this morning stopped me in my tracks because we could potentially be talking about one of the top 4 all-time greats ever. I don't think that he is there yet. I think that he's already top 15 all-time if he walked away today. And it would take doubling everything he's done right now to get into the conversation of top 4 because if he were to double it, you're looking at 8 majors and 40 wins. And I think we can both agree, whether you want to or not, that 2 of the guys on golf's Mount Rushmore are never coming off, and that's Jack and Tiger. And then you look at who else you would put in there. Sam Snead is an 82-time winner with 7 majors. Hogan won 64 times with 9 majors. Arnie won 62 times with 7 majors. Byron Nelson, 52 wins, 5 majors. Phil Mickelson, 45 wins, 6 majors. So if Tiger and Jack are permanent fixtures on golf's Mount Rushmore and you only have 2 spots left, Scottie today has a long, long way to go to be one of the 2 best all-time players not named Jack or Tiger.
Yeah. I think the one thing you can compare him to, although he didn't get the earlier start, is Tiger had most of his success against fields that weren't up to his level. And right now you could definitely say that Scottie is leaps and bounds much better player than the field. And that was the same sense with Tiger. So it's going to take health and pedal to the metal for him to get in those conversations. I think he possibly could. But, I think that with all these stupid GOAT debates nowadays, which is the same thing as the Mount Rushmore thing and stuff, there's so much more nuance to that because there's talking about who had the better career, who was the better physical player, who was the most winning, and then there's the X factor. Who was the better ambassador to the game? Who who's actually, and I say this all the time, people are like, well, Jack and Tiger and this and that. I guarantee you, both Jack and Tiger and any of the greats, when they're up in golf heaven, there's one guy sitting at the head of the table, and it's Arnold Palmer. And they'll all agree. And you can hate me all you want for saying that, thinking that. It's fucking true. And I don't know how to articulate it or say it. Scottie doesn't have that X factor. I think I like that he doesn't. I think that he does, but our society isn't ready to, it doesn't have an appetite for it. The fact that he's God, family, golf, and you're not going to see him in any weird headlines and stuff. By my barometer, that puts him in Mount Rushmore territory, because I think what he's doing for the game and the future of the game, the kids and stuff, being a role model and a good example, I mean, big fan. Big fan of the man.
Yeah.
Just so happens that he's ridiculously good at golf, and he's on a historic run right now. So, I mean, all this is just chat.
Yeah, but he's forcing us to have these conversations.
Yeah, and it's good. You know, I mean, dude, I didn't watch much today, but when I tuned in, I saw that he pretty much had it wrapped up, and it's just like, wow, this guy's just stringing them together.
Yeah.
It's pretty incredible.
Yep. What we are seeing is greatness, no
Yeah.
doubt. But the all-time greats, who would be on the proverbial Mount Rushmore, as stupid as the debate is, they sustained it for so much.
Yeah, he's got to put in some years.
Yeah. And that's the thing. Recent history will show you that both Rory and Brooks picked off their first 4 majors in bunches. They each got those in a 3-year or
Streaky.
less span. And then Brooks had to wait a while for another at the PGA, and Rory had to wait forever for the Masters this year. Tiger Woods famously went on an 11-year major drought. And as crazy as this sounds, because it's golf and because you can lose it as quickly as you have it, it's actually, I believe, more likely that Scottie would never win again than he would double what.
Well, yeah, the odds are against him for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, the odds are against anyone, whether it's Saturday at Muni or Sunday at Augusta. Golf is never in anyone's favor. It's more than likely you are going to fuck up, whether it's your career, your round, your shot, whatever it is. Anyone who knows golf knows there's luck and a rub of the green and a psychological factor that no one can ever figure out. And we've seen more players sniff number one and lose their games than people who have had these historic careers.
Yep.
This is rare,
Yep.
but he's going to have to put in the years to do so, and it's going to be fun to watch.
And I think the one good thing as we put a bow on this topic is that Scottie's 3-year greatness that we're witnessing right now is forcing us to revisit just how great those all-time greats were, because they did what Scottie's doing now for double the amount of time.
Look, we talk about the fields and this and that, and you can nitpick all you want. Bottom line, it's hard to get the ball in the hole. It's hard to win golf tournaments, whether it's your men's club championship, the powwow,
Yeah.
the Nation Desert Classic.
Yeah.
You know, fluffing your lies up, guys.
Yeah.
Or, you know, these, could you, I mean, we're so numb to it because it's just been around for so long, especially televised, sports culture, all that stuff. It's hard to imagine how incredibly difficult it is to go peg it at Royal Portrush and win the Claret Jug in front of all those people. You know how fucking hard that is?
Yep.
And this guy just doesn't look razzed at all, dude.
No.
He looks numb. I'm telling you, no brains, no headaches. The dumb greats are the scariest ones, dude. Do we need to go get some fucking bat spray?
We are in a swarm of fruit flies.
This is crazy.
And I now am hoping that it does show up on the video.
Okay, should we pause real quick?
No, we should not. Let's just keep going.
I kind of want to address it.
Let's just keep going.
Okay.
Okay.
3 big stories have gone viral in recent days, and all 3 stories have a few common themes. The stories are Wyndham Clark getting banned from Oakmont Country Club for damaging 2 vintage member lockers, some dude getting absolutely put in a blender by a Canadian hockey goon on the golf course, enduring 5 punches to the face and 2 full body throws, including one in the lake, and the CEO of some company getting caught on the kiss cam at a Coldplay concert with a woman who isn't his wife. All three of these stories have gone viral. And what do all three of these stories have in common? For starters, we all know about them because they all became public, either by video or, in Wyndham Clark's case, photos of the damage and a leaked letter from Oakmont to the membership detailing his banishment. All of the stories also involve people who really had it coming to them. And all of the stories have a pretty darn bloodthirsty general public audience who is relishing in the shaming of each of the heels. Now, I want to break these down one by one and then get your thoughts on each of them.
Yep.
Wyndham Clark, the 2023 U.S. Open champion, damaged 2 lockers at Oakmont, and not just lockers, but vintage member lockers when he was there for the 2025 U.S. Open in June. He got caught because someone took a photo and knew it was him, and then he apologized. And then weeks later, Oakmont leadership sent a letter to the membership saying that Wyndham had been banned and can only regain access to the property if he apologizes, makes a donation to charity, and goes to anger management classes.
Love it.
It should be noted.
God, I love country clubs. I love private property. Big fan. Big fan of private property.
It should be noted that this letter was internal. It was written by leadership to membership.
And it was leaked?
And we only know about it because some member leaked it to the media.
God bless that man.
Ryan, what are your thoughts on the banishment, the ultimatums in the letter, and the fact that by way of a leaked letter, Wyndham Clark has been publicly shamed?
I love it. I think they knocked it out of the park.
Oakmont.
I think they took their time with it. I think they really thought about it, maybe discussed it, voted on it, what have you, just imagining. But to come out with that, I mean, what better, classier, get off my lawn way than to just tell someone to like go to some classes and fucking give some money to charity. It's like, you know what? No, we don't want you to pay to replace this. We can afford that. But you know what you need to do, kid? Go give some money to the Red Cross. Thanks, kiddo. Thanks,
Right.
Chief. You got it, boss. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's just like okay, let me pinch your cheek real hard and slap you on the back of the ass on your way home, you know?
Yes.
And I loved it. I loved that. And I loved that they shamed him on it. And look, this dude has a track record. And everyone's letting him get rewarded for bad behavior. And he's come out how many times now to say, like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm working on it. And he keeps doing it. I think it's classic that, you know, a guy with this track record who's been publicly saying he's going to fix this and that, you got to give him the business. And Oakmont gave him the business.
My thoughts are that it's not surprising that he was banned. It's a little awkward that he is a past champion of the U.S. Open, and not because he has a 10-year exemption and that the U.S. Open returns to Oakmont in 2033.
He will not be in that field. You heard it here first.
Okay.
Okay.
When the U.S. Open returns to Oakmont in 2033, that is the final year of his exemption that he earned from winning the 2023 U.S. Open. One of two things will have happened by the year 2033. Either Wyndham Clark will have met the demands of the club and been admitted back long before then, or he will be a washed 40-year-old who wasn't going to contend anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But to me, this is awkward because he's a recent former champ of the U.S. Open, and he is supposed to be a steward of the game and carry himself in a way worth celebrating, not banishing. And that is why this is awkward.
Totally.
It's awkward now, not in 2033. It's also awkward because he's the mental health guy. He has leaned into that and almost made a brand out of it. There's an entire episode dedicated to his mental health journey on Netflix's Full Swing. And he made his therapist a household name. He openly talked about the mantras that she gave him to help him beat Rory at LACC. And that's the guy who has had more meltdowns than anybody the last 18 months.
Is he going to therapy to be a better golfer or be a better person?
That's a great question, and it's a fair one. And it's one that someone in the media should ask him, because I don't know if you meant that.
Clearly his actions have gotten worse.
And I don't know if you meant that to be offhanded, but that's actually a very good question.
No, that is the honest truth. I think, look, a lot of people, I think therapy is a good thing. Also, people are protective of themselves. And I'm no expert, but I would assume that most people aren't completely open and honest with their therapists. I think they give a very close look within, but there's always a little bit of a protection up. And I think we're wired that way as humans. I think we protect things. And I think that's okay in some ways. But if you're going to be the mental health guy out in the open and talk about your therapist and use it for views on your show that you're on for traction and sponsorships and your status in the game, which you can say maybe he wasn't using it for that, but he sure benefited from it in that way. If you're going to be that guy and you're going to apologize over and over again, don't get caught with your hand in the cookie jar and start crying, dude. Take your fucking medicine, you know?
This is a guy who's, to me, his apologies don't mean a lot anymore because he never seems to learn the lesson. And this whole thing is really awkward because...
What's up?
That was very loud. Maybe use a match next time. The whole thing is really awkward because Oakmont is dictating he take anger management classes.
I love that.
That is something.
No one has the balls in all of fucking golf. The USGA. Does it get bigger than that in the States? Aren't they in charge of all of it? They don't have the balls to say anything to this guy? Oakmont says, hold my beer. You know what I mean? I fucking love it.
Hold my Rolling Rock.
Oh, man. Probably the sweetest beer there is.
I wish we had some.
I agree.
Dictating someone goes to anger management, that's something a court of law mandates.
That's what I love about it. I love it.
And a court of law mandates that if there's a domestic violence issue.
Well, private property, they make their own rules. So on that property, they are the court of law, Adam.
That's true. But it's just something I've never heard of before. And it's also very awkward because this is a club that he only plays at once every 10 years. And they are telling him he needs to go and talk it out with a pro. And whether Oakmont is right or wrong to demand that he do that is
they are 110% right.
Neither here nor there. But it's an awkward branding for a professional athlete. He went from mental health guy to anger management guy with one letter.
We should get Wyndham on the show. I'd love to talk to him in his tight pants, dude.
One letter from a country club. He went from mental health guy to anger management guy. That is a tough look, and that is an embarrassing look. Wyndham Clark, very easy to root against. He was the number 1 overall pick in my most hated foursome of all time draft a month ago. I don't regret the pick. I don't like the guy. But I do hope he gets it together. I am not rooting against him, even though I don't like him. I hope he figures it out. And do I support the public shaming of Wyndham Clark? Kinda, sorta, I guess.
It wasn't public. It was leaked. Oakmont didn't publicly shame him.
No,
so,
they did not.
They did not.
They did not. But he is getting publicly
shamed. A member
shamed.
took it into their own hands. We could talk about that being wrong. And you know what? I would hear that argument. But it is 2025, and you can't toilet paper a house without getting caught on a ring cam anymore. So if I can't terrorize the neighborhood, then Wyndham Clark can't terrorize Oakmont Country Club.
And I agree with you. So while I will not publicly pile on, at some point this guy did need real consequences for his actions.
100%.
And Oakmont finally dealt that.
And that's what I love about it. Look, the leaking, the shaming publicly, whatever, dude. I just love the fact that they fucking had a back in this. They had some balls. They showed some brass.
Do you realize
good for them
that once you lit that cigarette, the bugs went away? That smoke, that Hestia smoke, has us bug free.
I love it.
Story number 2 is that viral golf fight up in Canada where 2 drunk knobs were so wasted that they couldn't even tee their ball up and continue playing. And in the process, they held up a group behind them 20 minutes, according to the dialogue in the video. And in the video, you can hear the group behind them say, let us play through, and then you can take all the time you want after that. They wouldn't do it, and then one of the guys in that group decided to pick a fight with a dude twice his size who happened to be a former hockey player, and not just a former hockey player, but a former goon whose entire job is to fight people and protect his teammates. So when this guy charged the former goon threw him in the lake, and then that dude got out of the lake, charged again, was punched 3 times in the face with his shirt nearly pulled over his head.
Which is a tight move.
Very hockey move.
Yeah.
He charged again, got the hands 2 more times to the grill, and then he charged again and was thrown like a shot put.
Hey, at least he didn't quit.
No quitting that guy.
Yeah. Good job.
And the reason we saw this is because the goon's buddy got it all on record.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I got it all on record.
He got it all on record.
You're not gonna toilet paper your girlfriend's house and not expect to get on record.
I got it all on record.
Especially if there's a country club involved and knows that you fucked their locker up.
The guy who got fed his lunch decided to dox himself by way of an apology on social media. And the apology video was actually pretty nice. He took full accountability and apologized to anyone on the golf course that was playing behind him. The problem is, when people found out who he was, they went to his social media page and found They found some very, very, very racist comments from him and his brother. And now this dude's bad day, which turned into a bad week, is now likely going to be a bad life. Engle, what are your thoughts on the fight and this dude seemingly having got what was coming to him?
Look, kids, perfect example. Don't be an asshole. You know, we all make mistakes. I know I've made plenty of them. But, you know, you kind of got to know when to take your medicine. If you keep pushing when you know you're in the wrong, and at that time you know you're in the wrong, but you just keep pushing, you're going to get bit. Now, I didn't watch it, haven't seen it. I refuse to engage in that type of social media stuff anymore, especially viral clips. I figure we'll talk about it. You'll fill me in on it, but I don't subscribe to that shit anymore. But I've heard enough about it. If you're going to make the decision to be an asshole right there and go over the line, it's one thing to have words, whatever, get out of pocket, but at least like not let it get to an elevated point where now it's like serious. If you go past that line, look, the ring cams are on, dude. And lo and behold, he had stuff he needed to hide. So, bummer, man. You just went viral and now you're getting doxxed. You were an asshole twice. So you deserve it. And I hope he finds reconciliation through this process.
I don't like fighting on the golf course. To me, it's like fighting at Disneyland. It's one of the most
Could you imagine fighting on the golf course?
It's one of the most unbecoming venues to get violent. But this was the most Canadian video I have ever seen.
Record is the best call out.
I got it all on record.
I got it all on record, buddy. The guy on the receiving end of the beatdown had it coming, and he had it coming for many reasons. A lot of people are saying, what an unfortunate thing to run into a hockey goon when you're picking a fight. I'm actually going to go the opposite way and say, you're very lucky that you ran into a professional fighter, because that guy, the goon, was in complete control the whole time.
Oh, you're toying with him.
He could have slammed him on the cart path. Mm-hmm. He could have pulled out a golf club and things could have gotten really ugly. I would rather run into a professional fighter if I'm going to get tuned up, because they know how to fight without killing you. Final story in this unholy trinity of shame. The CEO of a company at a Coldplay show showing up on the kiss cam having a snog with someone who wasn't his wife. Easily the most viral moment of 2025, because this dude and this woman just vanish the second they see themselves on the screen. But they weren't fast enough, because the internet quickly found out who each of them were. He is the CEO of a company and married with kids. She is the head of HR for that same company, and recently divorced with kids. And in the words of Coldplay's lead singer, Chris Martin, when they attempted to Homer Simpson into a bush, quote, "They're either really shy or they're having an affair," end quote. Turns out Chris Martin was right.
Wow.
And now these two are being dragged by the entire world. This story supersedes the golf fight and Wyndham's banishment from Oakmont in a way that can't even be quantified. What are your thoughts on the Coldplay affair, Cam?
Look, I know hindsight's 20/20, and I would never promote cheating on your wife. I think that's vile. But if they would have just stayed still in that embrace, no one would have filmed them. And they're there already dipping their hands in the cookie jar, and they see on the Jumbotron that they're going around and showing people, dude, don't be an asshole. Bottom line, there's ring cams everywhere. You can't be an asshole anymore. You can't flip people off on the fucking road. You just got to be careful. We're all on tape, dude. That's the way it is. And thank God this podcast is on tape now, because it's one of your New Year's resolutions.
There you go.
So there's that.
Yep.
I don't know. Again, it's just more meme culture bullshit. I don't know how I feel about it. Obviously, it's as low can be to cheat on your spouse, and to get caught in a concert like that is just so stupid. But now you're caught. Bummer. The good news is, for him and all of us, is 48 hours from now, we're all going to forget about it.
I do wonder, because I think that Saturday Night Live and the late night talk shows,
7 days
and meme culture,
maybe 7 days, it'll be gone.
Okay. Here are my thoughts.
Adam, give me your thoughts on this.
There is not a joke I can tell that hasn't been told a million times already.
Right.
But I will say that my honest, candid reaction was, when I first saw the video over the weekend, I would be way more embarrassed to be a grown man caught at a Coldplay show than a husband having an affair. Obviously.
Box seats, though. Those are box seats.
You're not the guy I'm going to go to for what is the barometer of a good concert or not.
I mean, dude, I'm a fan of most live music. I can find the groove. I love live music, except Revolution.
Okay.
That's where I draw the line.
Obviously, cheating is deplorable, and there is a version of reality where both of these people are getting exactly what they deserve. And for this woman to be the head of HR and be in public
Unbelievable.
with her married boss
Unbelievable.
having a snog, that's wild.
That's crazy, dude.
And I think...
Take it up with HR. What'd she give herself a citation, dude? What the fuck happened there, dude? Oakmont needs to step in, dude.
They'd know what to do.
They'd know what to do.
Yep. I've seen a lot of people, and you just said it yourself a few minutes ago, saying that if they just played it cool and didn't run away, it would not have got them caught. How do we know that? Because there were tens of thousands of people at that concert.
No one's saving that video and like trying to dox these people just snuggling on film. Like, no one's going to do that.
I'm not saying that a random stranger would do that, but if you're
someone they work with or something?
Yeah, or someone they
Maybe.
know, or someone...
Maybe.
It would take one person in that audience of thousands of people to know one of the two people there to say, hey, I think I saw your husband hugging a girl
That's
from
like
behind.
that's like saying like the guy who tries to jump the creek at the golf course and slips and falls in the creek, like that goes viral for that. Like if he would have made it, like maybe they still would have gone viral because like someone would have seen it was him. It's like, not really, dude.
Granted, the probability is much, much, much lower if they had played it cool, but there's still a probability that if you're being shown on a big screen in front of tens of thousands of people, every one person that saw them on that screen at that show was one more person than they wanted, knowing that they're together.
Right.
So I think we're banking a lot on them not knowing anyone else in that arena. Memo to Chris Martin, if you're listening, guy, I get that your live show is a bit of a theatrical gimmick, but instead of wasting 5 minutes on a kiss cam which is something you do during the timeout of an NBA
Yeah,
game.
what is this, a Clippers game?
Yeah, how about you play a freaking song?
Yeah.
No one is in that building for less than $400. Why don't you play a song instead of showing people on a kiss cam like it's Monster Jam? You're paid to play. Play the music. Now, I don't like Coldplay. To me, Coldplay is like modern day U2. It's what I envision a commercial would sound like if a commercial somehow could form a band. It's just anthems and polished feel good. No substance, just a manufactured feeling. Not a good band.
Coldplay's like the last song of a decent movie. Not a blockbuster, but like a decent one.
Uh-huh.
And they're trying to get you to cry, but it just doesn't do it.
Yeah.
But it's like,
I can buy that.
but like, okay, roll the credits. This is cool. Throw a photo montage.
Yeah.
Like, I feel a little something here. And all right, let's go get some dinner.
Well said. When I was talking to my wife about Coldplay, I was saying they remind me of Adam Sandler. The early stuff was good, and then it just turned into how do we go to the bank and print money?
Yeah, I mean, most bands do that. You know, you gotta, whatever. Everyone's gotta secure their bag somehow. Good for them.
Good for them.
Good for them. Not good for you know who.
Right. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for a new installment on the iPod broadcast. Ryan Engle must now tell us something that has made him happy this past week in an effort to combat his rampant negativity.
What?
Ryan Engle is now
Rampant negativity?
not my words.
Who said that?
I'm not going to tell you.
Tell me.
More than one person has said, I love Ryan. I love his takes. I do want to hear him being a little bit more positive about some
Who said
things.
it?
We're not going to do that right now. What is
Dox him, dude.
Is this the Coldplay
This
kiss
is
cam?
2025, bro. I want to know. I want to know what kind of pussies we're dealing with, dude.
What's funny is I'm not going to tell you, and then as soon as we're done recording, you're not going to let me get in the car until I tell you.
No, you're telling me.
I'm not going to tell you on the air.
Yeah. That's negative. Nah, just because you didn't like it
Hey.
doesn't mean it's negative.
Nobody takes more constructive criticism and feedback than me. You can take one little bit of it. And
Right.
it is spawning.
Right.
It is spawning a new segment called
Spawning.
Engle's Euphoric Minute.
Love it.
So, Pards, take it away. What has been making you happy recently?
A lot of things, actually. Unbeknownst to the soft pretzel listeners we have, I have a lot of positivity in my life. It's just so happens that I'm on the show with you, and making fun of you is fun. And
He's filibustering, folks.
no.
He's been talking for a while and not saying
And
anything.
you're always like, oh, come on, we need some hot takes. And so I'm here to be the hot take guy. So it's funny, we get a lot of guys who want to talk about things I've said on the
can't do
show. Hold on. I haven't even started yet. Pause the clock. Look, you can't just set me up and let me just go into something blind like that,
I texted you last night.
Yeah, but I didn't prep for it. So my point being, the point being is you can't just read the book wrong and then be mad about it. You know what I'm saying? I'm supposed to give these takes, and you know this more than anybody out there. When we walk off this thing, am I talking about it? Do I even care?
Sadly, no.
I don't. It's fun to talk about. I let it rip because I'm not afraid. And I'm also not afraid to hear things I don't like. Although I don't like this. Isn't that a conundrum?
People love you, and they want to hear you love
Anyways, you want to hear something positive? I was winning again at family time this weekend, like I always do. And I'm so happy and so blessed from that. And it's given me a purpose in my life to try and influence Hawk to do better at winning at family time, which I don't know if he'll ever beat me, but, that's some big shoes to fill. So if he gets close, it'll at least be better for his family. And I pray for that. And so that's good. That's a positive thing right there. Another positive thing is the fact that I couldn't make the meeting. And when I was down in San Diego...
What meeting? Fill the listeners in.
We had our weekly meeting, and you guys, A lot of people don't know this, but we've grown the nation team internally. It's really exciting for us. Full disclosure, truth be told, we're trying to save this thing. We're a struggling small brand that is not funded by anything. We're rolling our own snowball down the hill. We're very blessed to have the supporters we have, and we don't take that for granted. Now, we're not the best business people in the world, but we're trying to be better. And one of the big things is growing this team and being down with my family and knowing that I couldn't, and you know me, I'm a control freak, knowing that I couldn't be at the meeting and, this, that, and the other, knowing that I had you guys and I trust you guys and I love our team. I didn't feel guilty. I didn't feel shame. I didn't feel bad. I actually felt blessed that I knew that you guys are not only people that I trust and look up to and admire in your expertise and your professionalism, but I'm just in a place where I've got people in my corner and we're all part of this as a family now. And it was just a wonderful feeling to know that you guys were handling it and you talked about some serious stuff, and it's a great feeling. It's a huge blessing. I can't believe that this crazy idea to chase after this taste and vibe and feel that my grandfather just showed me, that there's people that actually want to be a part of it, are a part of it, and are helping it along, whether I can make a meeting or not. And I felt really, really good on Friday, missing that meeting. Is that 59 seconds yet?
That was a lot more than 59
Was
seconds.
it really?
You really have no concept of time once you get going.
I really don't.
There's nothing better than missing a meeting.
Yeah.
My favorite joy in life is when someone sends a meeting cancellation.
I've never seen you miss a meeting, except for ours. What about you, Adam? Can you say something positive?
I could go all night.
Could you?
My dad is home after spending 6 of his last 7 weeks in the hospital.
God bless.
Yep, that makes me so happy I could cry. The show Adolescence on Netflix didn't make me happy because it's so heavy, but it made me happy that filmmaking went to a level that I didn't think was possible.
And that is?
I just watched what could possibly be the best piece of television ever made. Adolescence, Netflix.
I'll check it out.
Please do.
Yep.
I'm also happy that Love Island is over.
God.
Boy, what a time suck the last 3 summers.
You watch that show?
That is a staple in the Hawk household every summer. We have on, for days, Love Island, Wimbledon, World Series of Poker main event. I am also happy that a professional poker player, Michael the Grinder Mizrachi, won the World Series main event, something I never thought I would see. A professional outlasting thousands of rank amateurs and winning $10 million and poker's most coveted bracelet. Always nice to see a pro.
I love that it's a bracelet. It's so sick.
It is.
It's insane.
It's better than a dumb
It's sick.
WWE belt.
Yeah.
And I don't mean that for the WWE. I think championship belts in actual wrestling are cool. I think championship belts for fantasy football leagues are the lamest thing.
Is there anything more swanky than a loose-ass fucking gold bracelet? Honestly.
Tennis is making me overjoyed. That's making me very happy.
Okay.
And my kids are going to Vacation Bible School tomorrow. That makes me very happy.
Because they're out of the house. Don't they call it something else now?
Yes, they've rebranded to Best Week Ever.
Here, let me get rid of these flies for you.
As you light a cigarette while I'm talking about Vacation Bible School.
Didn't God create tobacco?
He created everything.
Isn't that awesome? Praise the Lord. It's awesome, dude.
Hestia should change their slogan to
Have you seen some of Hestia's posts lately?
No.
They posted a couple, which I think they should do more of, pictures of like the farm and how beautiful their plants are and stuff. Really cool stuff. The tobacco plant in bloom, something to see.
Yeah.
Really a big fan.
All right, I'll start following closer.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So your kids again, you're glad they're out of the house for the week?
I'm glad that
They're out of the house for the week.
I'm glad that they're going to do something that I did growing up, which is going to Vacation Bible School, or as my church calls it, Best Week Ever. I'm also glad that my wife, for the first time since school let out in May, is going to get a 3-hour break for the next 5 days.
How's Mina doing?
Thank you for asking.
I miss her.
Do you?
Yeah.
She misses you.
I haven't seen her since May.
That's right.
When are we going to get the Hawks and the Engles together this summer? That's what I want to know.
Who are the Hawks?
Who the Hawk is that?
We'll get together soon. Maybe you can fire up the flat top grill.
Ooh, that'd be fun.
That would be fun.
You guys should come over for a Sunday night Hawaiian food.
Oh, we're there.
Let's do that.
YouTube comments. Zach Weber, in reaction to last week's episode when you said golf needs to
get out the belt.
That
was a good one.
That was a good one. Stop me in my tracks.
Hey, I like now that I know immediately when I say what the title of the episode's going to be.
Ah, very good.
Although I don't know what this one is yet.
Neither do I.
Yeah.
Because we've had to stop.
Yeah, a lot of stop and go.
Stop and go a lot with this new video.
God, it's like a wonder. I mean, I wish we had a videographer in this company. Anyways.
Zach Weber writes in, speaking of belts, I have a story. My grandparents were at a Christmas work party, and some of my grandma's coworkers were getting a little fresh and a little handsy. And needless to say, my grandpa was having none of it. When they went to leave, one of the guys grabbed my grandma's arm and told her to stay. And that's when my grandpa turned around, whipped out his belt like a sword, and started beating the guy with it.
This just happened.
I don't think so.
Oh.
I don't think
he would have videoed it.
That, and I'm going to assume that since Zach is of our age, that his grandparents aren't attending work Christmas parties right now in 2025. Nor do I think someone would be beating someone with a belt in 2025.
Well, they'd be probably some very subtle glancing blows, I'd imagine, nothing too violent.
Zach continues, moral of the story, sometimes people need the belt. But never a white belt.
Yep, never a white belt.
Look what you've started here.
What?
By saying golf needs to get out the belt, we now have...
Don't they, though?
Anecdotes of belt beatings coming in. Anyone else have a belt beating story that you want to send us? In fact, we will read belt beating stories for as long as we get them.
The belt could hurt if used correctly.
Bryce, 3153, quote, where can I buy those amazing organic cigarettes that Ryan keeps smoking on the show?
They're out.
Serious question here. I think I'm ready to start morning cigs, and I want a healthier option than Camels.
Yeah, just go to Hestia's website, and I think they got a dealer map on there. You can see they just celebrated the other day of where certain labels are open now, and the orange label box, which is their full flavored, which I'm now a fan of, by the way. And It was by default because we ran out of the ones I thought I liked.
You ran out of the ones. You.
They're ours.
Can I tell a quick story?
Yes.
It's Sunday night. We're recording a day early because of my schedule.
Right.
You beat me to the office tonight.
Right.
I parked next to your motor vehicle.
Right.
And your driver's side mirror is packed with cigarette butts.
Well, yeah, I don't litter them.
Although
you could litter these because the butts are biodegradable.
You have been claiming since you started smoking as a 44-year-old man not too long ago that you can litter these in the ocean and a sea turtle will eat it and nothing will happen.
Yeah.
That's been your claim. Yet I see you taking the environment into consideration as you're stuffing cigarette butts into your side view mirror. Also, the cigarette butts in the side view mirror is a dead giveaway of a very serious pack-a-day smoker.
You know how I learned that from? That trick? Stuffing them in the surrounding edge of the mirror?
It's an old trick, but tell me.
Shaddy.
Ah,
That's where I learned that.
yeah. My brother Greg taught me that trick when I was 16. That's when That's when most people start smoking.
Yeah, well, God hates a quitter, Adam.
I do also appreciate that so far via YouTube comments, your inspiration to the audience has been belt beating stories and how do I start smoking cigarettes like you in the morning.
I'm only one man.
I told you a while ago that you are not an influencer.
I'm a bad influence.
You're a bad influence.
Maybe Earthquake was a little premature. Maybe I'm the Charles Barkley of the golf industry.
Not a role model.
Yep. I'm not a role model.
Randy Golfs writes in, speaking of needing the belt, well done on the latest product release. Keep them coming and cheers, gentlemen.
Thank you. I thought the belts came out great.
They did. I'm going to leave tonight with a few of them.
Really?
Yes, I am. Thick Daddy Ghost writes, I actually like the video quality from your first 2 episodes.
I did too.
It feels like I'm watching a VHS I found in the woods.
I liked it. I liked it.
I had another friend, Hannah, write in that it felt like she was watching public access television.
I feel like we need to go on Amazon and find like 2 or 3 just OG camcorders. Tripod the shit out of them, set them around, and just like the blinking date. I want it all. I want it fuzzy. I want it to look like an old family Christmas video.
If only we had a videographer.
I know, dude.
Working for this company.
Yep.
Rex in the ABQ will close out the YouTube comments with this quote.
Albuquerque?
You know,
Breaking Bad?
Keep naming things you know about Albuquerque.
Bad Mexican food. You'd think New Mexico would have good Mexican food. It does not.
You know from experience?
Maybe.
Okay. So that one was from the hip and not from personal experience.
And then there's Tex-Mex. Like, what the hell is that?
All right.
Cheddar cheese? Get out of here.
Rex in the ABQ. Quote, Target is for people who will happily pay more for products just so they don't have to walk inside a Walmart.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. Walmart, you got to go again. I'm telling you. It's better than all these just entitled college kids that don't help. That's all the people with red shirts on in Target. At least the people in Walmart are just like, they either can't help you because they can't or they will. Target, they won't. And that's the difference. That's why I go blue. Stay away from the red. Know what I'm saying? Target sucks!
Fucking thing sucks!
I like Walmart. I like getting greeted by an old timer when you walk in.
Yeah, that's a nice touch.
It is.
It is. What's up with self-checkout?
At Walmart or anywhere?
Anywhere. I hate it. I use it, don't like it.
I don't like that you can't buy alcohol in self-checkout.
Yeah, why? Scan my face or some shit. I don't know. 2025. Oakmont is watching. That's a callback, folks. Called it back.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for us. Thank you so much for listening.
Thomas, have fun editing this, dude.
Thank you so much for listening to The Fellowship.
Woo!
And maybe watching it. We don't know if this video is going to work. We tried.
I was YouTubing how to format a disc before this little episode.
We might have to record again next Sunday night. Are you available next Sunday night?
Sure.
I will be on my way to San Diego. So perhaps I just stop in here and we do it all over again.
Okay.
Wonderful.
It's going to smell like piss.
Why?
San Diego smells like piss.
Oh, but I'm stopping here to record the podcast.
That's great. And then it'll smell like piss.
When I get to San Diego.
Well, it depends on where you go. Downtown, smells like piss.
I'm going to the 18th fairway of Torrey Pines Golf Course.
Wow.
For a 5-night stay at the Hilton.
Why?
The SCGA Amateurs.
Do they know about all the smack you've been talking about it?
About what?
Torrey Pines.
Oh my gosh, Thomas, edit that part out too. Good gosh, dude. Who are you? What are you trying to do? You trying to get me fired?
I thought you think that place sucks and has a turtle pond.
I love Torrey Pines.
Yeah, and the watch faces the wrong way, all that fun
We
stuff.
will talk to you
We'll see you at Torrey Pines
next Monday.
2-2.